What's going on, guys? Welcome to Inside the Horseshoe. My name is Matt, and since on Tuesday every NFL team has to have their 53-man roster submitted, I figured I would give my prediction on who I think is going to make the Colts 53-man roster. Now, before I do that, if you're new, if you haven't already, I would greatly appreciate it if you would click that subscribe button. Also, click the bell icon. That way you're notified when I upload a video or when I go live. If you like the video, smack the like button, leave your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you have a Twitter, make sure you follow me on Twitter at horseshoe_pod. There is a link in the description down below. So at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday, every NFL team must submit their 53-man roster. Now, just because they submit their 53-man roster does not mean that will be the roster when we get to week 1. Players will get cut. Teams will see them, they'll want to add them to their roster, they'll claim them off of waivers, and then other players will end up being cut. So just because we see what the Colts have on Tuesday does not mean once we get to week 1, that is the 53-man roster. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to predict who I think is going to make the roster. Starting offensively, quarterback. I think we're going to have 3. I think we're going to see 3 quarterbacks make the roster, and to me, those 3 will be Daniel Jones, Anthony Richardson, and Riley Leonard. Obviously, QB3, it was going to be between Riley Leonard and Jason Bean. I feel like Riley Leonard won the job, so that's why I'm going to go with Riley Leonard. Obviously, Daniel Jones was listed as the starter, so he is going to obviously make the roster. And then Anthony Richardson, I don't see him getting cut. If the Colts don't see him being in their future next season, they're going to try to trade him. They're not going to cut him. So I do think he's going to make the 53-man roster. Plus, Daniel Jones has not played one full healthy season. So it wouldn't hurt having Anthony Richardson as the number 2, just in case Daniel Jones gets hurt. Then Richardson can come in, and then you have Riley as a good number 3 that can come in if need be as well. So those are the 3 quarterbacks I have. Running back, I also have 3. Those 3 will be Jonathan Taylor, Tyler Goodson, and DJ Giddens. I feel like you could have went with a couple different running backs here, but I'm going to go Giddens. I think Giddens is going to be really good for this team. So that is the 3rd running back that I think is going to make the roster. I could see Herbert potentially making it as well, but I don't think he's going to make the 53. Just my prediction. Moving on to wide receiver. I have 6. The 6 I have are Michael Pittman, Josh Downs, Alec Pierce, A.D. Mitchell, Ashton Dulin, Anthony Gould. Not a surprise. I think those were the 6 coming in that were going to make the roster. After training camp and preseason, I think those are still your 6. I would be surprised if Gould or Doolin or A.D. Mitchell ended up getting cut. I think all 6 of these guys are going to make the roster. I think it's pretty much a guarantee, in my opinion. Tight end, it's going to be 4. I don't think they're going to go with 5. I think they would like to go with 5. They're going to go 4. When you look at the roster, it's best that they go 4. The 4 I think that are going to make the roster are Tyler Warren, Mo Alley Cox, Will Mallory, and Andrew Ogletree. I think Jelani Woods ends up being released. I think if he clears waivers, which I doubt, if he clears waivers, I do think he's going to make the practice squad, but I don't see him clearing waivers. I think somebody's going to sign him with his size, athleticism. I think he's somebody a team is going to look for. There's teams that are going to be looking for tight ends. I think he is going to be the perfect tight end for a few different teams, at least to be their number 2, right? So I do think he ends up being released. Now let's move on to offensive line. This is one I'm not confident in as far as all the guys I have picked making the roster. I think 10 are going to make the roster overall, though. The 10 I decided to go with are Tanner Bortolini, Jalen Travis, Josh Sills, Matt Goncalves, I'm going to say some people's names wrong. I'm going to apologize for that ahead of time. I'm going to go Wesley French, Quentin Nelson, Danny Pinter, Bernard Ryman, Braden Smith, and Dalton Tucker. Again, I could be wrong. I could be missing on a guy. More than likely, that is going to be the case. I could just simply get one person wrong. However, I do think that is going to be the group that makes it for the offensive line. Moving on to the defensive line. This one was difficult. I was really debating on two guys in particular, but at the moment, the guys I think that are going to make the roster are, I'm going to butcher this name. Aditamawa Adebawe. Sorry, I do really apologize, double A. DeForest Buckner, JT Tuimoloau. I apologize. Tim Smith, Eric Johnson, Leatu Latu, Samson Ebukam, Kwity Paye, Grover Stewart, Tyquan Lewis. I was really debating on who that 10th guy is going to be. I think it comes down to really 2 of 3 guys as far as who gets the 9 and 10 spot, and that's Eric Johnson, Tyquan Lewis, and Isaiah Land. I think those guys I'm kind of debating on right now. I feel like Eric Johnson and Tyquan Lewis will make the roster overall, though. Chris Ballard loves Tyquan Lewis. He always re-signs him. I think that right there could be the difference. But I wouldn't be surprised if Eric Johnson or Tyquan Lewis end up missing the roster, but Isaiah Land does. So that's the group I'm going to go with. Now let's move on to linebacker. I have 5. Zaire Franklin, Jalen Carlies, Segun Alubi, Cameron McGrone, and Joe Bacci. I think those are going to be the 5. Moving to cornerback, I also have 5. Would be smart to sign 6 or 7 with all the injuries we have, but I'm going to go with 5. Those 5 are Charvarius Ward, Jalen Jones, Juju Brents, Xavier Howard, and Kenny Moore. I think those are the 5. Moving on to safety, I got 4. I got Nick Cross, Cameron Bynum, Daniel Scott, and Rodney Thomas. Moving to kicker, special teams now. For kicker, I have Spencer Schrader. I'm very confident that Schrader's going to make the roster. I will say, it's just my Notre Dame fan in me. I do get a little nervous with Spencer Schrader when it comes to that 35 to 48 yard field goal attempts. I know he's been nailing them in preseason. However, I've seen him miss a lot of them at Notre Dame. So that does concern me. He's got the leg. If he's going to kick 50 yards or further, I'm pretty confident because he has that leg power, and for some reason his accuracy is better from that distance than it is closer. So I'm a little concerned, but he has played well, and I do think he won the job. No one is surprised there. As far as punter, again, no surprise. Rigoberto Sanchez. That's who I have making it as far as punter. Again, no shock there. And then your long snapper is going to be Luke Rhodes. So that is my 53. Again, let's go through it one more time. Quarterback, Daniel Jones, Anthony Richardson, Riley Leonard. Running back, Jonathan Taylor, Tyler Goodson, DJ Giddens. Wide receiver, Michael Pittman, Josh Downs, Alec Pierce, A.D. Mitchell, Ashton Doolin, Anthony Gould. Tight end, Tyler Warren, Mo Alley Cox, Will Mallory, Andrew Ogletree. Offensive line, Tanner Bortolini, Jalen Travis, Josh Sills, Matt Goncalves, Wesley French, Quentin Nelson, Danny Pinter, Bernard Ryman, Braden Smith, Dalton Tucker. Defensive line, Aditamawa Adebawe. Continuing defensive line, DeForest Buckner, JT Tuimoloau. I'm sorry. I will get these names right eventually, I promise. Tim Smith, Eric Johnson, Leatu Latu, Tyquan Lewis, Samson Ebukam, Kwity Paye, Grover Stewart, linebacker Zaire Franklin, Jalen Carlies, Segun Alubi, Cameron McGrone, Joe Bacci, cornerback Charvarius Ward, Jalen Jones, Juju Brents, Xavier Howard, Kenny Moore, safety, Nick Cross, Cam Bynum, Daniel Jones, Rodney Thomas, kicker, Spencer Schrader, punter, Rigoberto Sanchez, long snapper, Luke Rhodes. That is my predicted 53-man roster as of Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, once we get past 1 p.m. and players are on waivers, I do think this is going to change. I do think you're going to see a guy or two end up being released, so another guy or two could be signed and join the Colts. So that's going to do it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Matt, Bleed Blue. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure you watch one of these other two videos. They're cool. Also, if you're new, please click the subscribe button as well as the bell icon. I greatly appreciate your support.